Okay, y'all. So today we're chatting about the beauty of a system for content creation and the 5 components that are absolutely essential for a great content system. And no, this is not a pitch for, Trello or Asana or like any certain specific software. This is how, like, the elements of your system, whatever software you use, that you need to have in place if you want your content to be doing its job, which is getting you sales. Okay. So the irony that I am even teaching this is not beyond me, because y'all, I am the reason that we have to have these systems, because I am queen of the squirrels sometimes. So please know that if it works for me, it'll work for you too. All right? All right. Well, hey, pal, you already know that you need to create content to market your business. That's not news to you. And if you're here hanging out with me, then you know that building your business and life on the social media hamster wheel is not what I'm going to recommend. But what kind of long-form blog content are you supposed to create? What keywords are actually going to lead to, well, leads? And how in the world are you supposed to keep up with your content consistently? You are going to learn the answer to these questions and so much more inside of my brand new live workshop. Save your seat for the Content Systems for Sales live workshop with 3 available time slots on April 28th at 12, 2, and 6 p.m. Central Time. Print your notebook, grab your pen, and get ready to learn. You're going to learn the number 1 easy angle shift to help your content reach ready to purchase buyers, not just the looky-loos, what most SEO gurus won't tell you about traffic numbers, and the missing link to compounding content. You're going to get 1 hour of straight shooting, value-packed training to help you get more sales from your evergreen content. Head to faithhannon.com/content systems, all one word, to save your spot, print your workbook, and get ready to see more sales from your content. So I sent out an email a while back to my email pals. P.S. If you're not an email pal, why not? I sent out an email a while back about just the differences between me and my sister-in-law. Like, my sister-in-law is the most ducks in a row, organized, planning type of person you'll ever meet. Like, she's not mean about it. Like, she's really good about it, but she's a planner now. And I am most days, like, for like family events, I'm like, okay, I'm here. I hope I brought something that is helpful, but I really don't know. Meanwhile, like, my sister plans parties for fun. Like, that's her thing. And I've had to learn, though. I have had to learn how to not be a complete hot mess at all times, because I want to win at whatever it is, right? And winning requires preparation. And that includes your business. And the fact that I am teaching this right now, the irony is not lost on me, because I have specific memories of 17, 18-year-old Faith in high school, like, completely trying to buck the system of planning and documenting processes and doing the exact things that have helped me to be very successful in content marketing, and the exact things that have helped my students be successful. So in my high school, we had, like, our student council was basically like a service organization. Like, we did projects for our school, and I went to a pretty big school. We did projects for our school and, like, planned events and stuff like that, and we had to get elected to it. We planned community dinners. It was a whole thing, but it was a class. It was an hour-and-a-half long class each day. And I used to just utterly loathe the idea of a system. And my student council teacher, Mr. Mayero, who I dearly love now. Anyway, he had these books that he would make us use for every event where we like read all of the, there were checklists on how to prepare for this event that were put together by previous year's student council members. And then we had to document the process and then, tweak the checklist and, hand it off to the person in charge of that event the next year, which like you should do, right? For organizational leadership, any kind of thing you should do. But I hated it with a burning, fiery passion. And then he realized that a bunch of us high achievers were goofing off with our time in class. And he made us start filling out these, he called them daily individual progress sheets. Yes, they were called DIP sheets for short. You can only imagine what a bunch of high school students did with that. However, I am here to publicly say that Mr. Mayo was right, that we need to do these things. We need to track these things. We need to have systems and processes in place. And it did pain me. It did pain my free spirit just more than a little to say that out loud. But there it is. I said it. I'm better now. But the fact of the matter is, if we want to make any progress in life or business, and especially with our content marketing, we can't be reinventing the wheel every time we go to do something, okay? So here are the 5 elements that your content system must have if you are going to be getting sales from your content, okay? The number one element for your content system is it has to work for your brain. It has to work for your brain, okay? There are so many project management systems out there, so many. Like I probably hear of a new one every week because I get emails from AppSumo. I love that there are new platforms being built. I don't have any problem with that. But sometimes people, me at the front of the line, we see a platform and we're like, ooh, that's pretty. And we dive into it and we spend hours and hours and hours into it. And we still are not, that tool is not making us more productive and it's not making us more sales, okay? And like ClickUp, y'all, I have tried so many times to love ClickUp. I have tried so many times to love ClickUp, but I just can't, all right? And Asana is pretty good. I can make Asana work for me, but MeisterTask has my heart. It just does. But the main thing here is whatever software you use, it has to work for your brain, okay? And it has to be adaptable to you and your content, okay? The number 2 element, your content system has to be sales focused. It has to be sales focused and sales driven. Now, I am chief among us, just loving to put my opinion out there on the internet. That's fun, especially when you're in a salty mood, right? But if that's not driving sales for your business, then what good is it doing, right? You're just pissing people off on the internet, which is sometimes fun. But your content system has to be sales driven. You need to be able to know what's working, what's generating sales. Are you getting new email subscribers? What topics are actually converting looky-loos into buyers, right? You need to have a system within your content marketing system to do that, okay? The number 3 element is you have to be able to track your progress. You have to be able to track your progress and know where in the process you are. This is especially important if you ever get called away from your work, aka everybody I know that has children at home and they're working at home, okay? You're going to get interrupted. You're going to get phone calls. You're going to get a Voxer. You're going to get an urgent email. Like, you're going to get called away from your work. So you might as well make your system, your content creation system, easy to jump back into without having to like spend 5 minutes trying to figure out where your brain was when you got pulled away, okay? This is also especially important if you don't have 8 hours a day to work on your business, okay? Most of the small business owners I know, they don't have 8 hours a day to work on their business, much less, 8 hours a day to work on their content marketing, okay? And this is also very important if you tend to squirrel. And I'm pretty sure some days that I am the queen of the squirrels. So, The number 4 element of any great content system is it has to be timeable. Okay. And this is actually way more important than you realize. But if you don't accurately know how long something will actually take you, then you can't plan your time accordingly and you can't stay consistent with it. Okay. And that's the main thing there is if you cannot be consistent with your content, then you're not going to be able to see the sales that you want. Okay. And the number 5 thing is your content system has to be repeatable. You need to be able to easily figure out what you're creating content around. You need to be able to easily figure out the keywords, keyword placement, how to write the best blog in the universe about that topic. You need to be able to easily know what works, why it works, how it works, and how to duplicate it if you want to see the compounding interest for your content that your business needs. Now, if you are not already seat saved, signed up on your calendar, ready to come to the Content Systems for Sales workshop, get over to faithhannon.com/content systems right now and save your seat. There are 3 available time slots. All of them are live on April 28th. I will be showing up there in my Sunday best, ready to actually teach you for an entire hour straight. Bring your notebook. Come ready to learn. Come caffeinated so your brain is awake, because I'm not going to waste your time. I don't want to waste anybody's time. I want you to come and learn and have the foundation and the tools to build out the content systems to create more sales for your business. This is a brand new workshop. I've never taught this publicly before. It's not some recycled thing. It is something created for you, for my audience in this exact time slot, because I hear y'all are struggling with content and sales. So head over to faithhannon.com/content systems and get your seat saved for the live workshop April 28th. All right, y'all. Chat with you again tomorrow. Bye. Thank you so much for listening in today. Hopefully this episode gave you some really tangible tips for better SEO and marketing to get more leads and more sales from your website. If it did, can I ask you a quick favor? Would you please share this episode with a friend and then just take 10 seconds and go leave a written review on Apple Podcasts? That is the very best way to help more Jesus-loving entrepreneurs scale their businesses so that they can help more people with their gifts and make an even bigger impact for the kingdom of God. And guess what? We now have a Facebook community where we can learn, hang out, and laugh. Go join the Facebook group now. It's linked in the show notes. And all the other things, courses, coaching, and copywriting can be found at my website, faithhannon.com. Until next time, God bless, and I'll talk to you soon.